Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
What up? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the stream. My colleague, we've got a little bit of music in the background. Hold on, let's just bring this down a little bit loud. My colleague has got the case of the the Swedish flu. So it's a rare little disease that sometimes happens, but yeah, he's not feeling too good. So whether or not he will come onto the stream, I don't know. But today, you at least got me and my England shirt, because England obviously are going to win the World Cup. It's coming home, all that bollocks. But yeah, we're going to chat charts. We're going to talk about stuff. Actually, I'm going to take this music off because it's kind of distracting me. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have it in the background, but low-key, I'm not enjoying this sound. So, yeah, not sure about this. Let's turn this music off. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not amazing. So, SpaceX IPO started today, and we are seeing people aping the crap out of it. And we are noticing a lot of people just buying in. For those of you that didn't know what was going on in terms of the price action, let me bring this up on chart here. But SpaceX is currently trading at $177. This is actually Bullpen. Bullpen's kind of like a derivative of Hyperliquid, so you can actually trade stocks on it. But Bullpen is allowing you to do perps on stock tickers like, for example, SpaceX. And as you can see here, we are looking at $177 SpaceX. Okay, its high was $230. So Elon's officially a trillionaire. And I think a lot of people are jumping in. It's crazy. I mean, you got on this sidebar here, you can see the buys and sells. If you did scoop that $153 mark, you would have probably gone up in price. But guys, do us a favor, straight off the rip, do me a favor and like the video. I need to actually share this out. I haven't actually shared this out. We didn't kind of set up completely properly. But it's interesting to see, right? $177. Bitcoin is now trading at $63.383. So we've actually had, if you look at the daily chart here, when it comes to Bitcoin, we actually had a little bit of a pump. Things have been rising in terms of that. So yeah, it's been good in terms of yesterday's price performance. But as you can see here, $63,385. And if we move on to the Ethereum chart, Ethereum, again, on the weekly is green. If you go back on Bitcoin's charts here, if we actually have a little look at the weekly chart, it is fighting to stay green on the weekly chart. Obviously, we've got 2 days. You know, you never know. You might get like one of those pumps that may happen coming into the weekend. Sometimes we get weekend pumps. You know, volume and activity does reduce down, but we will see. So interesting to see. Obviously, Solana as well. Solana, I do think that we go to $30. More and more, I keep thinking that we go even further down than what it is right now. Solana looking at $66. In terms of the Pulse chain ecosystem, I know a lot of people were asking for that. And we'll quickly jump on to Pulsefolio. So if you went on, if you went from the all-time high, no, not looking good, guys. Not looking good whatsoever. But if you're actually looking on a 24-hour basis, we've got ProveX up 9% on the day. We've also got eHex up 2%. We've got Pulse up 1%. Hex up 0.5%. PulseX, barely moving, and Inc down to 25 cents. Absolutely insane. I don't think when I first saw these prices, we saw Inc at $80. To go from $80 to 25 cents is horrific. Absolutely horrific. So where does it go? I don't know. I mean, that's 90+% down already. So 99.5%. Maybe it goes down 100%. I don't know. Don't know what's going on with it. So altcoin markets, everything's staying steady Eddie this week, right? We had a crazy week last week. And the real question is, do we get a pump into July? We obviously start the IPO season now. Do people start FOMOing in? Do people start getting excited? SpaceX is official. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see. There's a lot of hype coming up in these next few months. Personally, am I a big fan of all of these overvalued stocks? No. Like, if I'm looking to buy these stocks, I'm looking to buy them probably on a, I don't know, on a year's time frame. I'm waiting for the dip. Like if I want to go buy SpaceX, if I want to go buy OpenAI, obviously ChatGPT, going to be released, end of this year. We've also got Anthropic that's going to be released. I think we've also got Revolut. So all of these companies that are coming, that are going to be public, like I'm waiting a year, maybe a year and a half, and waiting for it to really bottom down. Like the real, the problem is, it's just like there's so much hype. It's been all over the financial news. It's been in mainstream media news as well. We go, well, it's like the gold rush, when you see all the images of people queuing up for gold and all this kind of stuff. It's you can't take the company so serious, right? Like, what do they sell? They sell Starlink, which is the brunt of their revenue share. We also then have the rockets, and then you've also, that's pretty much it. There's one more thing that they sell, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, it's all about the kind of stock today. A lot of people talking about it, a lot of people longing it, a lot of people shorting it. But we'll see. We'll see how the market reacts come Monday, really. I think it's not really a fair reflection. Obviously, the markets have just opened. The bell has been rung by Elon Musk, NASDAQ. So, yeah, give it time. Give it time, especially into next week. Maybe we'll get some FOMO. If the price holds where it's at, if you have a look at the price right now, price $176, again, if it stays in this range, between 184 to maybe 170, I think, and if it gets anywhere near to 200, it's crazy. It's going to be a crazy amount of wealth for a lot of these people that have been working at SpaceX for 20 plus years. Cafeteria staff have already made a meal, but whether it holds is the question. You're seeing sell orders here, minimum of 10 grand, 30 grand, 75 grand, 79 grand, 75 grand. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. Obviously, run up so far 230. I don't probably get a pump for a week off the hype. So yeah, we will see what will happen. In terms of what else has been going on in the crypto markets, pretty stale day. I'll be honest with you, not the most exciting day in the world. But if we go onto our bubbles here, and you can see on the day, this token here, Velvet, has been taken off. It has been taken off all week, but a massive move of 90%. Actually, the Trump ticker is up nearly 18% on the day, nearly 20% on the day, basically. So you've just seen a massive rise up within, and this could be correlated to what's been happening in the Middle East, but Trump's birthday is coming up. You've also got the fact that you've got the UFC White House card coming up. You've got, America's Day coming up. And also, he's come up with an agreement, and this was from the Iranian side. There's been a ceasefire, so we'll see how long that lasts. Not a ceasefire, but the Strait of Hormuz has been reopened. We'll see what happens. Jupiter's up 7% on the day. It's looking pretty green. The big winners really is Humanity, Trump, and Velvet. If we were in the bull market, like, everything would be green, minimum 5 to 10%. I guess you could say that there's a few of them that got 5%. You've got Lab there. You've got XMR, Monero, which is up 7% as well. So nice and green. What's down? WorldCoin, which is quite ironic because you're talking about someone. You're talking about Sam Altman, and Sam Altman is kind of direct competitor to Elon, even though they used to be buddies back in the day. Hyperliquid up 5.2%. Hyperliquid just seems to be holding a really nice price structure. And yeah, let's go on to the big market caps. Ethereum 1.1%. You got your XRP up nearly 2% on the day. Dogecoin 4.1%, and Solana up 2.5%. Funny, Doge starts pumping when Elon starts talking, right? Like nice near 5% move on that. What's down? Tron down to 2.5% at 31 cents. You've also got Uniswap just slightly breaking even essentially on the day. And out of the big stuff here, it's mainly Tron. You can see Asta's down slightly, but not that much. It's been hanging around that 62 mark. You've also got Crow that's, again, not really gone down that much, 0.3% essentially. So, but the big ones was WorldCoin going down 4.8%, and Tron there going down as well, 2.5%. So crypto markets wise, I mean, it's going to be interesting going into next week. Personally, when I look at Bitcoin, I know everyone has their own takes on Bitcoin. Everyone has their own views on where the price is going, what it's been doing, why it's been doing what it's been doing. People drawing lines on their charts and all that crap. Look, I follow the moving averages. I think they have been really, really good this cycle. And you can see that we went as low as this marker here. People know it as the 200-week moving average. This pink line here, well, slightly above, right? Lots of resistance here. We saw this kind of type of resistance when we went onto this purple line, which is your 200 EMA, not your SMA. The 200 SMA right now is the one that's having a lot of resistance. A lot of resistance on that there, which suggests to me, I mean, like you go and look at this chart and you go, okay, broke through this line, had some resistance here on the blue line, which is your 89 EMA, chopped, stayed on the line, went above slightly, but stayed around those lines, and it's on the weekly time frame. So for many, many weeks, just stayed there. Then it dropped. Then where's the resistance? Oh, the resistance here. Tried to retest that line, that blue line that went across. We told that was a resistance point. Tried to go back and retest it. Wasn't able to break through it. Wasn't even able to hit it. Dropped off, fell off, and then completely broke down past its previous resistance, which was around this marker of 68,000, to dump all the way down to this 63K mark that we're at the moment, just by this line here, the $62,024. So again, like, I just see that there's probably going to be chop. And you can see this, you see this white line here. The reason why I put this white line here, historically, time would say that October 5th would be your bottom. Anywhere around that mark, really. It could be 10 days out, like further. Could be more than that, but anywhere in the October period is probably going to be your bottom. Now, in terms of this, what do I expect to happen? A bit of chop, maybe to try and test this line here again, and then a breakdown. And that's how we get to these markers here. And you'll get, at each marker, you'll get resistance. So at each marker, sorry, my drawings are absolutely terrible, but you're going to get resistance there. That's the truth. So you have a big breakdown candle. Now, if you can catch those breakdown candles when you're shorting, not financial advice, but if you can catch those candles when you're shorting, then you're in luck. The minute that the problem is, most people are waiting on, especially when it comes to shorting, they're waiting for confirmation. And essentially what we're looking for is probably a move up towards this 68K mark before then putting in a short. Why? Because you're essentially accumulating sideways action after a big move down. Absolute terrible drawing here. After a big move down, and then starts to peek its head up. The winds change. People start to get excited again. A bunch of longs get stacked up. There's a bunch of money in the pot to then absolutely obliterate it, absolutely destroy it, and take it all the way down to the next marker or towards that marker. So when I look at these structures, I'm always looking at the moving averages. I'm always going, okay, where's the next marker? Okay, every single time, and we can just go back on this chart here, every single time it's tried to retest a certain line. See this green line here? I think this is the 50 EMA, the 50 EMA that everyone talks about, confirmation that we're in a bear market. 50 EMA drops down and tries to retest the 50 EMA after being on this line here, having this sideways resistance, and then it drops down, ends up breaking down severely. That's your shorting candle, right? That's the candle that you want to be jumping in on, because then you're shorting all the way down from this point here, about 90k ish, 87 to 90k. You're dropping it all the way down to here, even as low as 62. That move is incredible in the space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish weeks. 5 weeks. You don't even need to be in the short that long, but those massive big candles are where you really make money when it comes to shorting. Then same thing again, right? Sideways action, retest. This time it broke through. Right, we had bullish momentum. And you can see, look at this doji, right? It's thinned out, essentially just a tiny line across. Why? Because you had a lot of resistance. You had a lot of sellers trying to sell it down, but you had a lot of resistance from the buyers. So a very minimal red candle week, and then a push of price back up. Then once there's people getting super long because they're excited, because they're saying, oh, okay, we're actually really breaking through. We've had 4 weeks on the trot where we've had green candles, plus the 1 month, the 1 week that we Ooh. Back. Holy crap. Having some mic issues. I've got some dodgy ass cable. Oh, okay, we're back. We're back. Things are back. All right, we're good. We're back. I was just saying, guys. I think that when we see the price action, I think we're going to see this down to 2%, and anything below that is an insta buy, absolute insta buy. Thanks for telling me that, mate. Hopefully you're hearing the sound now and things come through all right. So again, on Ethereum, that's where I'm looking at, and this could tumble down for the next 6 months essentially. This could just tumble down all the way back down, retrace back down, all the way down here. It's realistic. Why? Because price of Bitcoin's tumbling, Ethereum's not holding up versus Bitcoin, and we could go as far down as 1.7% of a Bitcoin, maybe. On financial advice. The other tokens that we can have a look at is, pretty much everything's green on the day, just slightly green. Again, the markets have literally just opened. We'll have a look at the Pulse chain ecosystem for a second. Do we want to bring this up? Okay, we'll bring this up. The Pulse chain ecosystem. This is on the weekly time frame. This is Pulse. I would love to say that this is daily. It's not. It's weekly. It's in a free fall downwards. On the daily, right, you can see that it's kind of choppy, but choppy and downwards. On the weekly time frame, when you actually look at it, when you deep it, it's like, you get one big green candle, and then the whole move is eaten up within 2 weeks, and then pushed further down. Big candles up, gets eaten straight back down, and just breaking down. It just doesn't seem to be finding a floor when it comes to Pulse. Oh man, I hate that I'm sounding right. I hate it because I said to the guys, I think it will go down 99% from its all-time high. No, it's not possible. The liquidity's too thick, this, that, and the other. It's not that far away. It's like 50% from here. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it hits 97%, but that's your 99%. I think it's like 5025. Because it's not holding structure. Okay, not the biggest TA guy, but because it's not holding structure, certain lines, like it's in free fall, and that's an issue. When it comes to altcoins, that's a big issue. Like, look at the structures it's broken over the last few years. You can just see, like, I'm just putting some lines through. All of them broke down. Actually, people would be begging to get back to those prices, because when you look at the move back up, there's like a 6x. You've got like a 5x there. You've got another 2x, 3x. Excuse me, 3x there. So where's it going? If there's no capital injection, which I don't think there is going to be anytime soon, I think it does head towards this marker here, probably 5035. I wouldn't be surprised if I see 5025. Some people saying it's never going to happen. Well, it's happened on Link. It's happened on Hex. What's to say it won't stop? Have a look at the PulseX chart and bring this up here. Again, similar structure, right? It's just the problem with these charts, especially if you're in an altcoin like this or any form of altcoin, if you've not holding levels and it tried to hold it for a while, right? You can see once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th time, it broke down. Okay. If you're not able to hold levels, that's a sign of extreme weakness and not a sign of strength whatsoever. Yeah, so PulseX basically looks exactly the same as Pulse in terms of when you look at it on the weekly time frame and the move it's doing. And the bottom is yet to be in. This is why, like I hear a lot of people talk about, it's discounted, it's cheap, it's great, it's amazing, it's super, super cheap. But then it's like, well, where does it hold its structure? Where does it go back up? Same Hex here, right? Hex, again, was holding very nicely. This is on Pulse Chain with Wrap Pulse. It was holding really nicely this marker here, 203. That was your resistance right there. That was your line That was like your defense essentially. 2036. We have broken way below that, and no sign of any change. Like 76% down from that line. It's kind of insane to say. And like when you're breaking these lines, you would hope, right? Buyers would step in to try and hold this price up, but it's not. It's not. So yeah, I sound like negative Nelly when I talk about these charts, but like when you're in an altcoin, or any altcoin for that matter, but when you're in an altcoin, especially that's not heavily backed, it's got low liquidity. There's really not that much to it. It's going to go 98% down sometimes, right? Unless it has a huge amount of liquidity that can stop that, a huge amount of stables backing it, you have reasons to not sell. Guys, people are going to cash their chips essentially. When stuff's down, they're not thinking about holding. I mean, a lot of people aren't holding, but you look at it and you go, yeah, they have to make payments. Coming into summer season, they don't care about crypto. They've watched their crypto go down so much. It's like they don't give a damn. So they'll probably sell some of it, go on holiday, do something with it. So yeah, sound like super negative, but again, like this is just the reality of being in any altcoin. Like we could go off the ADA chart. ADA's at a new all-time low versus its 21 low. Okay, it only went down 92% in the bear market. All right, barely had a bull, but it had a bull. Went up. If you were to catch that wick down, went up near 5x basically. If you were to buy in this zone here, and then didn't perform, didn't break through past its previous all-time high of $3, which you would expect in a bull market. And then after that, dropped down and has dropped down 87%, much lower than what they did last time, 92%. I think there was probably a lot of whales and also Charlie Hoskinson himself actually trying to propel and prop up this bottom here. But when you actually deep it and you look at it, where's this going to go? Again, another one. I wouldn't say it's in free fall, but it's a massive move last week. Huge move. So the likelihood is it's going to be 90+%, right? You're probably going to see it down at 95% down. So yeah. Guys, if you want to see some charts, let me know in the comment section and we can go through it. Hyperliquid, yeah, literally it looks like, I don't want to talk about it too quickly, but it does look like it's having some resistance on this week. That could mean there's resistance here and then a drop off, because we've seen on previous charts that we're looking at today, you get a bit of that, right? You get a bit of resistance. Candle closes maybe slightly red or slightly green, but if it can't do a blowout candle and really push back up or back, it will likely go back down. That's the highest likelihood, right? As buyers are stepping in, as they're resisting the sell pressure, and there is a lot of sell pressure, bringing it down from 65K down to 50, sorry, $65 down to 50. Then they basically run out of money to carry that on. And I don't think this buyback feature on Hype, like it's good, but I don't think it's good as people think, right? We're all living on narratives. Everyone, they idolize the narrative rather than what's actually going on with the chart. The chart kind of shows you what's gonna happen. So yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it would be risky, but I wouldn't mind actually shorting Hyperliquid here. Possibly if it starts to move up a bit more towards 64, maybe 66, but that's not financial advice. That's just me being a bit of a retard. So don't do what I do when it comes to this kind of stuff. Sonic, this was a favorite in the bull market. They obviously had Sonic season. I know obviously Miguel, Dollar Cost Crypto, big Sonic guy. You also got Cultivate Crypto as well. Again, I mean, you had the new chart, okay? For those of you that are thinking, well, hold on, it's only just come out. Yeah, it was Phantom before this, right? So it pumped up to $1. But here's the problem, right? couldn't sustain it, couldn't hold it. We're now seeing it down 96%. Wow. Okay. 96, nearly 97%. Bit of resistance right now on the weekly time frame, but 96% down when it comes to Sonic. Again, very, very fast EVM. Really good. It was really, really good for providing liquidity and farming, things like that nature. But every altcoin has the same issue. They get basically fucked by the bear market. It just happens. Now you do get some memes kind of popping off. Memes slightly up for the day, but again, we're looking at the Pepe chart here, and it's dropping off. Right, 90% down. Probably will go to like 95% down. That to me is cheap. I think Pepe is going to be around for a long time. We did talk slightly. Trump coin up 15%. Why? Obviously, Trump's got a lot going on the next few days, plus his birthday. So people are speculating they're playing that game when it comes to the Trump coin. But the one I wanted to look at, and I don't know if I've got it on here. I don't even know why. There it is. Elon Shills. Doge up nearly 5% on the day. Has been horrendous in terms of its had its all-time high and then just has been collapsing since then. Down 81%. Amazing that it's funny, right? Meme coins are shit on, but they seem to be holding up better in the bear market than L1s. We've looked at ADA, we looked at Pulse Chain, we looked at what was the other one that we looked at? Sonic. And as you can see, they were down 90+%, 95 at times, and we're looking at 81%. So Doge, I mean, yeah, still holding. I would love to see this down at 90+%. That's like instant buy, absolute instant buy. Bonk, I mean, all of the memes do actually seem to be pumping slightly, only 1%. I mean, I can't even call that a pump. 1% pump, like people get excited by, or 1% pump in a bear market. Like 92% down from its all-time high. Bonk obviously really took off back in that Christmas period, back in 24. That's when things really started to kick off. The other one I wanted to have a little look at was SHIB as well. Obviously, number one in terms of market cap when it comes to meme coins. And you can see, okay, had its all-time high back in 21. Those were the good old days. In terms of where it's been this cycle, did run up early in March 2024, but it is now down 89%, possibly will be more. So I don't think these memes ever die as per se, especially if you've got established memes like this, right? You got Pepe, Bonk, and you've got Peanut, that was a fairly new release, but especially Pepe, SHIB. What else would be in my kind of bread and butter meme coin? Probably those two. You look at it and you go, man, like this to hold these price levels, like 90%. Okay, SHIB, maybe not, but let's go with something like Pepe, or go with something like Doge, where it's holding at 80% down. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for a meme coin that's not taken seriously as an investment, and then you just look at your layer one or your layer twos, and it's just dropping off a cliff. So yeah, I'm scooping up, man. I think I will probably scoop up quite a bit of Doge coming into next cycle. I mean, look, SpaceX just got released. I don't think Elon's now a trillionaire. At some point, he's going to stick a Doge on the side of one of his rockets, or there's going to be something, right? There's going to be something. It was the Doge department when he was in power in doing the auditing of essentially America's finances. But now I think he's still going to do it. He's still going to promote it when he can. Still has a love for Doge. So if it goes, like I said, if it goes down further, we're only at that 8% mark. I'll probably be buying some. 81% right now. Sub 90, I'm buying. Sub 90, I'm buying. And I think that brings us down to those levels that I've got on the page here. Actually, a little bit further down than that. So around about the 4 cent mark, essentially. So yeah, there's a few charts for you. If you've got any questions, let me know. Jump into the comment section as well. Like I said, my co-host has a bout of Swedish flu. So yeah, couldn't be with us today. But I think we've kind of recapped a lot of the coins. Is all about Doge, not Doge. It's all about SpaceX today. Not excited. I mean, all of the stuff that we wanted when it came to an altcoin season, we didn't get. You had gold season, oil season. Now you have IPO season, and we've missed out on all of that. But Elon Musk is a trillionaire, and people are, going to be aping into this SpaceX launch, thinking that they're going to get extremely rich, thinking that the market cap could go to 5 trillion. It can't go to 5 trillion. It's just ridiculous what's going on with it. But people FOMO. It's just a lesson in trading psychology. People FOMO. People chuck money at anything. So yeah, that side of things is where it's at now. This is the state of the world right now, right? They're just literally buying a massive overvalued ticket. It's crazy. What else could happen? I mean, do I see a crash happening? I do actually see a stock crash probably end of the year, mainly because what the IPO launches remind me of is like when you have these new project launches. Okay, guys who are in Pulse Chain, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Sacrifice projects, right? So an IPO, in a sense, is kind of like a sacrifice project, and the first one raises the most amount of money, crazy amounts of money, like 1.75 trillion or whatever it was, 1.8 trillion. Then the next one raises a lot of money. Possibly the one after that also raises a lot of money, but the money starts to dry up, and what tends to happen in the long run, similar to what happened with the sack phases, right? You had this protocol that raised 50 mil, then another protocol raised 18 mil, then another, and then the money dries up and it gets slower and slower and slower. And then when the actual token releases, there's a momentary hype and then drop off. And that's probably what's going to happen. It's just on a bigger scale. It's just on a much bigger scale. Retard money is buying this stuff, so yeah, they want the action. They're jumping in. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah, we had some kind of interesting calls. I put this up, and it seems to be taking a bit of traction here. I'll give you an idea of what I'm building out. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm building out a multi-chain intelligence service, basically for 5 different chains. So it will be Ethereum, it will be Solana, it will be Base, it will be BNB and Pulse Chain. It's likely could add in something like an Arbitrum, something like a Sui, but it's starting to really ramp up. We're getting these gems that are starting to be found. One of them today was Dragon Worm, and for those of you that don't know, if you were looking on Solana, it was the number 1 trending ticker pretty much for the most of the day. And this got called in the group by essentially our AI, called it at 265K market cap. Now, if you did buy that 4 hours later, and again, this is, we're talking meme coins, shit coins, whatever you want to call it, did go up 16.5x. So we do have all of them timestamped. You can, if you're in the group, which is going to be released probably into Q4 of this year. I still have a lot of refinement to do when it comes to what the bots are doing. Not only do we have the pathway of the 5 different chains, and some people will probably only want to use one chain, right? There's options to use just a singular chain if you're interested in a single chain, but the full package or the bigger package includes all 5 of the chains, but also probably a leverage platform as well. That's probably wrong word, leverage intelligence as well. That would be included. So if you've never done leverage before, you want as much data as you can before you go into a trade, that will be included as a leverage desk, essentially. So yeah, a lot of questions were here. Crypto Coffee was asking free for KOLs. No, it's not free for KOLs. There might be a trial period, like I might get people in for a day or whatever, and then the membership bot just boots you out. It is Telegram bot, but the one thing that is available is there is a 25% recurring. So if people are subscribed on a monthly or quarterly or annual basis, if they're referred through a KOL, they have their own link and they will get paid for that referral. So it's pretty cool. And as we said, these are the chains that we're going to be going into. I could show you, and I probably will be posting it over the next few days. I will be showing you a lot of these tickers because we're getting a lot of wins coming in. We're getting a lot of movers that are looking good. The intelligence that is backing it now is really starting to make things work. I've been so strict over the last maybe 6 to 12 months. No, 6 months. Actually, no, we're in June now, right? So since basically October, building this stuff out. And the problem is, like, when people build out these intelligence tools, they don't teach their AI what needs to be done and how to refine. So it's like teaching someone who you are trying to teach someone how to trade. And one of the biggest things is that it has to back test. It has to go through the trades, which ones were good, which ones were bad, what to look out for, what to avoid, all of this kind of stuff. So it is getting really, really good. And every single day that it gets tested, refined, betters itself, it will become even more accurate, even better, have better calls, but a lot of really great calls in there. And I will be sharing them over the next coming weeks. I'm just posting it here. There is a sign up link here, just an email link. So notifies you that you will, and here it is here, catch the runners, skip the rugs, multi-chain trading desks, elite dev, launch alerts, smart money flow, and honeypot rug filters across 5 chains. You can sign up with the email link there. That's mgcintel.com. So I'm excited to bring that out. I'm excited to kind of show the world what we've been building essentially for the last, I would say, 8 months in this bear market. Because I think the thing that did me really well in 24, 25 was having intelligence tools. And those intelligence tools had limitations. They had things that were good and were bad. And trying to take the best out of those and then integrate them in. And also, most of the intelligence tools were just singular chain, right? But we're not in a singular chain environment. We're in a multi-chain environment. So yeah, we'll see how that all goes. You can go check that out as well. Posting some of the stuff. Guys, if you're not in Trench Capital, all right, we go live Monday to Friday. Let me just take this screen off for a second. We go live Monday to Friday. We talk about the markets. Right now, people don't want to talk about the markets. Let's keep it all the way 100. No one wants to look at their portfolio. No one wants to talk about it. You're in the greatest opportunity within the next 2 to 3 months. The greatest opportunity to buy this dip. It's like insane how good an opportunity. I said this in a tweet. I said, there are going to be prices that you will never potentially see again, right? I'm not talking about the 2021 top, okay? 2021 top, 69,000. Will we ever see 16K Bitcoin? No. Genuinely, I think zero chances is going to be 16K or 15K Bitcoin. Is there going to be a chance again, let's say if Bitcoin goes down to 45K or 40K? From there, do you think that it will ever return back to there after this? There's a growing asset class over, if you look on the 10-year scale, is only up. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. The price is going to hit lows. You have this monumental move up. It goes from 16K all the way up to 126K. Massive big pullback now, doing what it needs to do. Then it finds its bottom and then move up again. So you should be getting excited. You should be getting excited. It just sucks. And it's very easy to get stuck into the bearish mindset. I'm very bearish, right? I'm realist, but I'm also extremely bearish. You have to switch on and go, right, opportunity time. Get some capital together, get it ready, right? Because we're in near mid-June, coming to the end of June. Q3, literally 3 months, and then beginning of Q4, and that's your bottom. So lock in, get into Trench Capital Telegram group, t.me/Trench Capital Club. But if you want, just scan that QR code on the page right now and get in there. We're chucking plays in there. We're giving you updates. We're letting you know what's going on. We're getting tweets sent to us. We have a bot that tells us from the biggest crypto, biggest crypto experts, let's just say, right? Your ZZs, you've got freaking Richard Hart, Charlie Hoskinson, you've got Justin Sun, Michael Saylor, all these guys, even Elon tweets, but specifically Elon crypto tweets are getting chucked in there. And when Elon tweets a ticker, you buy it straight off the rip. No messing around. Why? Because you know it's going to skyrocket and go up just off of a singular tweet. So yeah, we are building that out. We also want it to be a community base as well. So go check that out as well. Plus, the other big thing is that the Kick channel is now live, and that is live Monday to Friday. Go check that out. There's a QR code there as well. So there's not much more to really say. Enjoy your Friday, right? Friday's just kicking off for most of you. Enjoy the World Cup. World Cup is now starting. World Cup season's good. If you're American and you've not watched the World Cup before, it's amazing. It's like the one event that actually really unites the world, right? The world's completely all upside down right now. Very, very volatile, like crypto prices. The World Cup's amazing. Go support your team. Obviously, America's going to get knocked out probably in the group stages, but at least it's going to be fun. You get to see the Mexicans. You get to see all the Latin Americans, Asians, Africans, Europeans. It's a good event. And if you're in the States, try and get yourself a ticket because it's an experience. It really is an experience. Anyway, that is about it. Appreciate all of you guys. If you can share and subscribe, that'd be great. And we'll speak to you next week. Looking forward to the next one.